Oliveira. Welcome to Courageous Journeys. Thanks so much for joining me today. For those of you who know me, you know that I talk all the time about hope for the possibility of healing and believing in your ability to heal. And I know that generally that feels inspiring. It gives you something to believe in. However, I know that there are some days when hearing that message can leave you feeling, well, certainly less than inspired, and actually even maybe more hopeless. Because when you're having one of those days where it feels like you're just struggling to get through the day, struggling to survive, the idea of having to put any energy into anything, especially something that seems as difficult as healing, having to learn, having to change, having to set boundaries, all of that just feels way too overwhelming. And so then you think, I can't do that. I can barely get through my day as it is. How am I possibly going to be able to heal? So I wanted to do this video to give you a different way to think about what the healing process is like, a different way to conceptualize it in your mind. So those of you who know me also know that I tend to use analogy a lot to describe things. And I was talking with somebody the other day and this analogy came to mind. So I'd like you, when you think about healing, I get the sense that, and I know this was the case for me, that you imagine being at the base of this mountain that has no clear path, that is really steep and treacherous, with very densely forested, with trees and underbrush and animals and all kinds of things that you have to navigate your way through to be able to get to the top. And you imagine you're at the base of this mountain and there's no path, and you have the weight of the abuse on your back. So you're like carrying 5 backpacks full of bricks. And so not only do you have to navigate this path that doesn't exist, but you have to do it weighted down by all of that, all of those bricks, all of that pain, all of that struggle. You have no idea where the top even is because there's so many trees and it's so high you can't even see it. You just have to believe that it's there. So, just talking about that makes me feel a little anxious. Like, well, how could you possibly feel like you can get to the top when that's how you're feeling, when that's how you're looking at it? I know that if I had thought about healing in that way, there's no way that I would have been able to do that. So instead of thinking about it in the way that I just described, where you're standing down there at the base of this mountain with no clear path and all this weight, I'd like you instead to think about still being at the base of that mountain with all of that weight, because that is the weight that you've been carrying. That is your reality right now. But you're not alone. You have a guide. You have a guide who has not only found a clear path, but helped others get to the top as well. And in case it's not clear, that guide, I'm thinking, is going to be a therapist or maybe even a coach or mentor who has been down that path before, who knows the way, who understands the obstacles that are going to come up and knows how to help you navigate around them. So you have a guide. You're not alone. That's one big difference that I think is important to keep in mind. Another thing to think about is, because this guide is with you and has navigated this path before, there is a path. You may not be able to see it. You may not see it through that first row of trees, but the guide knows where it is, and the guide can help you get there. So you have a guide who's helping you find that path and navigate that journey. The guide knows that there are a lot of obstacles that are going to come up, whether it's fallen trees or rivers or dangerous animals. It knows where those are likely, your guide will know where those things are likely to come up and knows how to navigate around them. You don't have to do the trip in one day. You can take multiple days to get up to the top. And in your healing journey, there will likely be times when you need to take a break and you might need to make camp for a night or two. And that's okay, because you've got all the stuff that you need within you already to get through that. The other thing that I'd like you to think about is that while going on this healing journey is about learning new things, understanding new things, it doesn't mean that as you navigate this path that you have to pick up more bricks to put in your backpack. It doesn't mean that at all, because healing isn't about having to add to who you are. Healing is about letting go of all of that weight that's been holding you down so that you can begin to see who you truly are. So not only as you're navigating up this path are you not taking up new things, picking up nice shiny little rocks that you have to add to your backpack, but you're actually, with every step, you are breaking off a piece of brick and letting it go. You're throwing it to the side. You don't have to pick up anything on this journey up the mountain. It's just about letting go. That really is what it's about. As you take each step going up towards the top, you're letting pieces of what has been holding you down, the beliefs, the ideas about who you are, the fears, the shame, the guilt, you're letting it go. With every step forward, you're letting go of some of that weight that's been holding you down. And with your guide, you continue to navigate up this mountain until one day you look up and you see for the first time the summit. That when you're at the base of the mountain, you weren't even sure existed because you just couldn't see it through the trees. You couldn't really see that it was there. But you believed that there was value in trying it. And on that day that you see the summit there, you're free from the weight of those backpacks. You've let all those bricks go. And you are at the top of the summit, or you're at the summit, and you look around, seeing things for the first time in a whole new way, a way that you never knew was even possible. And in seeing everything around you, the beauty, the light, smelling the fresh, clean air that doesn't exist at the base of a mountain, you're experiencing what it means to be whole, to be free from the weight of the abuse. And when you get to the top and you've let go of all of the weight that's been holding you down, you may be left wondering, well, what's left? Who am I? Who you are is the person that's always been inside of you. That person has been there through it all. The very essence of who you are has always resided within you. you haven't been able to connect with it because there's been so much weight. There's been so much burden, pain, that has been blocking your ability to see this bright, beautiful essence of who you are. And now that you're at the summit, at the top of this amazing mountain or life, and you've let go of all of those bricks, you experience that essence of who you are. And it is beauty, it is strength, it is perseverance, and it is courage. It is you. I hope that gives you a different way of thinking about what this healing process is. It's not easy. Climbing a mountain is not an easy thing to do. Changing is not an easy thing to do. Any change is difficult. Whether you're trying to change the way that you eat, the way that you interact with people, it takes time and it takes practice to do that. But you have everything within you already that you need to get to that summit. And you deserve to experience all of that beauty. I hope you found this helpful. I would love any feedback that you have about what this analogy means to you. Are you able to connect with it? Does it feel like it makes sense? Does it feel like it's maybe a little easier than what you might have thought? Or instead, does the idea of having to climb a mountain make it even harder? I would love to hear your feedback, what your thoughts are about that. Don't forget, you can certainly comment here. You can also join us on Facebook at Courageous Journeys. We would love to have you there. I try to post different things about what it means to heal from sexual abuse, whether it's an inspirational quote, just something that I think might be helpful to hear. I share other posts and things from other people as well. So join us in whatever way feels comfortable to you. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'll look forward to seeing you next time.